Good morning, everyone. I want to thank, first of all, our chair, Szilagyi, for her really tireless leadership in keeping a very diverse group of legislators in this caucus on point and also on topic so that we can be here to celebrate some of the wins. You know, I think many of my colleagues mentioned this budget is far from a slam dunk. There were, as Senator Fernandez said, a number of things that we as legislators had to fight back on, had to stand up for our communities. And in particular, as the chair of the Mental Health Committee, we had a very long, steep road in front of us of how to ensure that this budget, again, I'll use the words of my colleague, Senator Fernandez, did more good than it did harm. And so I want to take this moment of privilege to really deeply thank all of my colleagues who are standing here today and all of our colleagues in the caucus who really stood together and spoke as a chorus around what we needed to see for New Yorkers when it comes to how to help them in mental health crisis. We would not have gotten the things we got in this budget had it not been for really, truly the moral compass of this caucus. So again, I want to thank our chair and everyone in this caucus. Yeah. So, you know, we had some incredible wins when it came to mental health. Again, because of a lot of the leadership of this caucus, we made really the first major stride forward of implementing Daniel's Law statewide in New York State. This is the first time that in a budget we have made a multi-million-dollar investment in Daniel's Law mental health crisis response teams across New York State. Not only that, but this budget has taken two key components from the legislation itself to begin building the infrastructure to make sure that New York State does indeed become the first state in the United States of America with a statewide mental health crisis response system. This budget includes $2 million to fund the Behavioral Health Crisis Technical Assistance Center, a recommendation that came out directly from the Daniel's Law Task Force that was funded in a previous budget. This assistance center will exist to help localities all across the state to build up their own mental health response teams and ensure they are in line with the recommendations of the task force. But not only that, we have secured an unprecedented $6 million to go towards pilot programs, either new or existing programs that are in line with the Daniel's Law legislation. That means the state is finally putting our money where our mouth is and putting money towards localities who are choosing to step into the 21st century by building these mental health response units. I cannot thank my colleagues enough, but I also need to thank all of the advocates across the state. I, of course, want to thank the Prude family because this is not done in vain. It is done in the legacy of Daniel Prude and the entire Rochester community who continues to feel the pain and loss of what happened on that dreadful night in March of 2020. So we did not get everything, but these are major steps forward. And as I am calling it, the silver lining of this mental health budget is these investments in Daniel's Law. So thank you again to all of my colleagues.